Hey everybody, Steve here. We are giving you a morning show this morning from on the road. You can see in the background, I am not in Austin, I am in Hawaii. We're traveling back today. We had a pretty quick trip for spring break, came out here. We also wearing my UNLV hat, got to see UNLV play Hawaii in the spring exhibition match, so got to see our teammates, players, all that. So that's where I am. Mike, who I will stitch in a little bit later, is coming to you from Indianapolis. He had a quick out and back conference. He's at the headquarters of one of the companies that we invest in. So he's going to talk real quick about that company while he's there. Before we get started, this financial education presentation, you have to do your own due diligence for acting upon anything you hear in this presentation. More disclaimer information is available on ankerstarwealth.com. Now let's get started with the first topic I'm going to have for you. Is called money dysmorphia. Now CNBC just ran a big article on this, and it's really based off of the kind of where the youth is at with social media and what they see on a daily basis, and whether or not that's actually accurate to where they are in the real world. But it can also affect adults as well. So, and leaf blower just showed up, so I'm moving in here. But it can affect adults as well, where it's a kind of that nobody's actually thinks they're as rich as they actually are, or so I'll talk about adults first, because that's the situation that most of you are in for listening. Is, back when we were kids, we would think, okay, if I had $1 million, I'd be set, right? And then if you're fortunate enough to be sitting at the million or north of $1 million, you'll find that generally it would have been enough had we not inflated our lifestyles past the point of, where we were as a kid. So while it's true as a kid, $1 million was enough, now, if you have the houses, the cars, the vacations, all of that, $1 million isn't what it used to be, that sort of thing. Inflation is a piece, but generally it's because of lifestyle inflation. So something to consider when I talk to folks and they say, hey, Steve, I've got $600K, do I have enough? And I'm like, well, that depends a lot on the life you lead. If you live a very simple life, I like to use my parents as an example, very, very modest wants and needs, so therefore they don't spend a ton of money. They're very, happy to have everything they want, and it doesn't require the $1 million or above to live happily in that situation. So, if you talk to folks, I'm privileged to work with higher net worth folks that are worth $3, $5, $10 million, and even then, they're still, do I have enough questions? So, no matter where you put the goalpost out there, when you get there, the goalpost seems to move, right? So. There have been multiple studies done, and, are you rich? And most people will say no, just because they're trying to get to the next rung. So that's kind of that money dysmorphia piece at the adult level. For the kids level, the issue is they grow up in this world which is presented to them through social media, right? And that often just only presents the best side of things. So everybody's gorgeous, rich, living their best life. And that's not the real world, right? Everybody goes through struggles. Everybody's got something going on. Like I'm struggling with this PA announcement right now. That is a minor struggle. That's a joke. But it's the difference of, they're going through college possibly, if they're fortunate enough to go to college, and looking at a starting salary of $60K, and it's just like, well, how am I going to get to my yacht if I'm making $60K a year, right? And so there's a lot of mismatch of what the real world looks like. This can happen in rich families too, where the children of fairly well-to-do parents think that that's immediately going to be their lifestyle, and it's just not, right? It's like the parents are like, nope, we made that money, we're going to spend it, we have every right to do it. You need to go forth in the world, be a productive member of society, and earn your own money, right? So anyhow, it's an interesting article. If you go to CNBC.com, just search on dysmorphia. There is a search function there. And yeah, check it out. It's a really interesting topic. So that's topic one. The topic two is what's going on in Bitcoin. Bitcoin sold off today. I do have my, Stay Humble, Stack Sats, silly travel sweatshirt on today. I'm going to talk more in length about Bitcoin. I owe that to you. For those accounts that are, moderately aggressive and above, you have exposure to it. So it's kind of like I led you here. I need to, and we've made a lot of money, but I also need to explain why and what the game plan is. So expect more tomorrow. It's selling off today. There will be, consolidation at every next level. It's at new highs, right? So every time you hit a new high, everybody that was like, oh my God, if I can only just get my money back, sell out, and more people buy, right? So you'll see that ebb and flow through things as they go higher. But so don't worry about the short-term selling. I put some slides together. The team's taking a look at them. We'll release those hopefully tomorrow when I'm back in the home office, because I really want to sit and think and be super fresh for that presentation. So I'm giving you exactly the thesis on why we're in it, and then you can make your own decision. If you don't like it, you can always talk to your advisor and get you right back out of it. So that's all I've got for you. Right now I'm going to hand you over to Mike, and Mike, will you take it away from Indianapolis?
Hey Steve, after watching the Oscars last night and seeing all those stars in great shape, I thought I'd better get out and get some exercise in, try to shed those extra pounds. And then I thought, what kind of opportunities are there from shedding pounds, since we talked about fitness and anti-fitness. So steps are one way, but that doesn't pay a lot. So since I'm over in Indianapolis, I thought I'd look at the largest company in Indiana that's headquartered. This is the 9th largest company in the United States. So I am right here at Eli Lilly. You can see their research headquarters. And if you know, they have the drug Mounjaro, and that has caused their stock to go from what was the 20th biggest company in the United States to number 9. It has grown so much in the last year based on the promise of this type of stock. For our investors, you may wonder, hey, why aren't we part of that? Well, we are part of it, but we don't have it directly in one of our models, but we use something called VHT, Vanguard Health. And what we do is we get a piece of Eli Lilly. In fact, I looked it up, and Vanguard has 8.61% of Eli Lilly. It also has 9% of United Health, 6% of Johnson & Johnson, and 4.7% of Merck. So we do get access to some of these great healthcare companies. The question is, so why aren't we just involved in like this one or one of these other ones? The thing is, we do not have any inside information onto which drugs will make it through clinical trials, and of like 90% of them do not get produced. So we don't want to gamble on things that we do not know about. So we get a piece of it, of their success. VHT, just for everyone's knowledge, back in November, it was at a low of $223. And today, at least this morning, it was up to $266. So we made a very good profit and continue to be invested in that. But, say, how does that compare? So I looked at the last 6 months, and Eli Lilly earned 25% and VHT earned 10%. So we don't get the full exposure, but we do get some exposure. So I just thought I'd kind of give a brief stop here in Indianapolis, see the largest company headquartered here in this state, and you can see that. So I'll turn it back over to you, Steve. Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks, Mike. Great presentation. And for everybody, again, welcome to concluding our On the Road show. So with that, don't forget to do your own diligence for act upon anything you heard in this presentation. And with that, we will see you back at our home station tomorrow. Bye.